What's up, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope? Hey, you guys. I'm running a little behind. My son took my laptop last night and I'm just getting it back. And then I can't even find my cord. Like, what in the world is going on? So, you guys, I wanted to talk about something that is really controversial. Okay. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to see Kevin Samuel's um, video or not. Hopefully you did. I'm gonna let you guys come on in. Let me fix my eyebrow, honey. Listen, you know, one of them always acts a fool. Hey, you guys. Well, listen, y'all, I want to talk about this, right? I want to talk about this whole notion, this whole concept that like after a certain age, women are no longer viable, and women with PhDs, like I got a PhD, I got a PhD, and I have a PhD, right? That they are excluded, women with children, like all of these things, right? And so, if you had a chance to watch the video, then you probably saw that there was a young woman and she was asking him about. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Let me get this. Let me get this. This. I need to do something real quick. Hold on, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere, y'all. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, I had to get that out. So, listen, the whole concept that women do not have value and are not valued by men or wanted by men when certain situations are in play. Okay, so I want to talk about that. Hey, Monty, how are you? Hey, Rakia, girl, you is looking fine, girl. I see you out here, girl, dropping them pounds, clearing up the skin, girl. Yes, it is, Monty. It is very controversial, right? I'm glad that you got a chance to watch it. So listen, let me know who's here. Who's here? Who's on the line? Let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. Because we're going to talk about it, y'all. And Dr. V is just going to give you the real and the raw. Y'all know that's what I do, right? I'm going to give you the real and the raw. And then let's have some conversations about this. Let's have some conversations about this. I really want to get some men on the line. I want to get some men on the line. I want to talk to them for a second and talk about this. Girl, yeah, girl. Y'all, so listen, y'all, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this because it's important. It's important for us to talk about this stuff that's going on and what people are saying. So Marquita, he is a dating coach and a image consultant, right? He's a dating coach and image consultant. This is what he does. He talks to people and works with people on their dating and what's going on. And good morning. Hello. How are you? Hey, Alan, how are you? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate this. I just reached out to a brother about hopping on. We're going to see if he can hop on and have this conversation with me as we talk about it. But y'all, so listen, let me tell y'all something about me, okay? I don't think that you can have a more complicated life than mine, right? So, like, I violate everything that says that men should want me. I violate everything, everything. I want y'all to hear me. So, I have a PhD, right? I have a PhD. I've had a PhD since I was 28 years old, right? I've always been very accomplished academically. I've always been very driven. That's a part of my nature. That's a part of who I am. And a lot of times that can be intimidating to men, but then to other men, it's not intimidating, right? But I always had kids. I've had kids since I was 20. I've had a child since I was 20 years old. I was 20 years old in college with a child. So I've always had a child. And then add to that, I've been married multiple times. I've been married multiple times, right? So I have all of these strikes against me that say I shouldn't be able to get a man, that say I shouldn't be able to get married, that say that I shouldn't be considered a viable target, right? A viable option, right? Now, so recently, my husband and I separated. We're going through a divorce, and this will be marriage number 5 that did not work. Number 5, right? So theoretically, nobody should want me, right? Based on what he was saying, based on his view, like nobody should want me. And I have children, right? I have children. I have 7 children. Y'all see, I don't just have kids, like I have 7 children and I have grandchildren, right? And my family is important to me. So understand this. This is what I need y'all to understand. You can allow other people to dictate to you what is considered viable, what is considered attractive when you have no hope or when you have no options, or you can understand your value. See, let me tell you what I noticed. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but have you ever seen these amazing looking men and they're with a woman and you like, why is he with her? She might be bigger. She might be average, not the most attractive person. Like there are all of these dynamics, right? But he's with her, right? And that's his woman. They holding hands. They dressing in matching outfits, all of that stuff, right? And you look at it and you say, well, he could have me. I know I look better than she does, or I know I make more money than she does, or I know this, or I know that. And you're trying to figure out why is he with her. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all some stuff and listen, men, I want you to hear me, and women, I want you to hear me, because I'm gonna talk to both of you today. Because people have exactly, Vita, people have this concept, this notion that you can't get anybody if you've got certain things in your life. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, men and women, that when you understand your value and you show up valuable, right, then other people will recognize your value. And I'm a firm believer in this. Listen, I may not be Halle Berry and I may not be Beyonce, okay? I may not be 20 years old, okay? I may not be a size 3, all right? I may not have the most money in the world, okay? But this is what you'll never take away from me. I am fine. I am sexy. I am intelligent. I am anointed. I am appointed. And I add value to anyone who is ever in my life. Let me say it again. And this is why at 54 years old, I could exit a marriage and not be concerned about not being able to get a man. Not because I'm the most beautiful woman, not because I make the most money, not because I'm the most intelligent, not because I have the most degrees, even though I do have a PhD. Listen, I never, that's not it. Oh, thank you, Alan. That's just not it. You got to know who you are. So let me share something with you. Being 54, coming out of a marriage, having children, having grandchildren, and going back into the dating mix can be frightening. Okay. But this is what I know about me. I know I add value to the people whose life I'm in. See, there's never been a man that I have been in his life where I did not add value to his life. Where when I exited his life, he was not better off than he was when I came into his life. And just to be perfectly honest with you, I've exited the relationships. I've exited them. It's not a thing of where they exited the relationship. I exited the relationship. I exited. I left my marriages. Like, I'm the one that left. Like, it wasn't that they were like, oh my God, I got to get away from her. And to be perfectly honest with you, um, most of the people that I've been in a relationship with, I have maintained a relationship with. And many of them, if I would give them another opportunity, they would take it. And I'm not going to say all of them. I did leave some trauma, but most of them, right? So there's a reason for that. And I want to talk to y'all about that. So when we look at relationships and we look at our personal value, if we make our value about external things, if we make our value about how much money we have, or how much money we make, or how many degrees we have, or all of those things, then it's always external. But if we make it about who we are, then no one can change who you are, right? So let's talk about how you position yourself to even be able to go into the dating market. So I have friends that have never been married. They're my age. They've never been married. They've never been engaged. And it's not because they are not successful. It's not because they're not attractive. It's none of those things, right? And I can remember one of my girlfriends asking me, V, how is it that you've been married 5 times and I can't get married one time? I'm going to share my secrets with y'all because I think that a lot of times people miss it, right? As women, we get so focused on showing people what we can do, right? I was listening to, Lord, what is her name? I love her too. I love her because she speaks my language. Like, she says the stuff that I say. April Mason. April Mason. She is too a relationship coach and dating coach, right? But she talks about something called the feminine. Now, anybody that knows Dr. V knows that Dr. V is about the feminine. I'm about the sexy, right? That's why I'm 54, but my shoulders out. Y'all see what I'm saying? Listen, I'm 54, but I work out. I reached a point where I looked at myself and I didn't like what I saw. So I did something about it. See, you don't have to stay stuck in a place, no matter what that place is. You can always change it. You can make the necessary changes. And I'm a firm believer that if I don't like something that's going on in my life, I'm going to change it. Thank you, Alan. You're so amazing. I'm going to change it. So I'll give you an example. I looked at myself. I would put my heels on. I couldn't hardly wear my heels because I gained so much weight. I'd gotten too heavy. It would make my knees hurt. So I couldn't really walk in my heels. My clothes didn't fit the way I wanted them to fit. Now, I'm not saying I wasn't cute. I'm always going to be cute, and it doesn't matter what size I am. But I knew for me that I needed to get some weight off. I needed to get some weight off. And so I made a decision to get the weight off. So I didn't just talk about it. I did it. I loved myself where I was, but I began the journey of changing my body. And now you guys see the results of that. I'm down to 170 pounds from 205. That's 35 pounds that I've lost. So I'm down to 170. Y'all see my shoulders. Y'all see my skin. I take care of myself, and I'm going to give you sexy, and I'm anointed, right? Now, I know for many church people, that's problematic because they feel like if you're spiritual, if you're a prophet, if you're a pastor or whatever, you shouldn't be sexy, right? But that's why a lot of these pastors is stepping out on their wives and stuff because the wives ain't sexy. Okay. And so you mad at Sister Sue because Sister Sue coming to church and Sister Sue is sexy. She got her feminine going. And now you mad at her because men are looking at her, but you're not taking care of yourself. See, the problem is not Sister Susie. The problem is you. You're not taking care of yourself. Listen, women, I don't care what size you are, you can be sexy. I've seen some sexy big women. I mean, they wear it well too. They wear it well. They do it well. All of that. They do that. Now, you can do that too. You can do that too, right? But when we have bought these lies that we can only show up a certain way, we have to dress a certain way, we have to look a certain way, or we're not godly, then we believe the lie and then we walk like the lie. We walk like the lie. And so then we find ourselves in situations stuck. We're just stuck trying to figure out, how do I get him to notice me? First of all, let me say this. What I do for me. Like, I want to look good. I want to feel good. I've had people tell me, y'all know I do the crochets, right? I love my crochets, right? But I've had people tell me, you need to lay your hair down so that it's all flat. I'm not doing that. And let me tell you why I'm not doing it. Because the gel, because I have African hair, like I'm African for real. That gel like ends up caking, and so they feel like everything's got to be perfect, and I don't feel like that. I feel like even though like my roots are showing, it's not all laying down, I'm still fine. Period. Regardless of my size, I'm still fine. Y'all hear me? Y'all better stop letting people tell you that you don't have value and nobody is going to want you unless you look a certain way, unless you have certain stuff. Okay? No, you just got to take care of yourself. Make sure that you wear clothes that fit. Make sure that you gain confidence in who you are. Y'all hold on one second, because I'm let me do this. Let me do this real quick. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh my goodness. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. So I understand that it's not about how much money I make. Now I'm gonna make my money. Don't get it twisted. I'm gonna make my money. It's not about me having a PhD, but I got one. You understand? It's not about um, who likes me or doesn't like me. It's not about that. It's about me owning every part of me. And this is why this is a whole problem. Right, girl. Right. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I don't have no baby hairs. I'm not a baby. I'm a whole grown woman. Okay. This is why I am the way I am. So I realized that um there are things about me that are unique to me. And I learned to value and appreciate the things about me that are unique to me. And when you begin to value and appreciate the things about you that are unique to you, then you're going to discover that people will deal with you differently. Um, they'll deal with you differently. They deal with you differently. That's why I can have been married 5 times with 7 kids and grandchildren, and men still constantly approach me. I was married and men were approaching me, men in my inbox, men trying to talk to me. And I'm not just talking about just older men, I'm talking about all ages. I don't know what it is about these young men, but these young men be trying to blow my inbox up. Baby, my son is older than you. What? What? Listen, you my children's age. They're like, I don't care. I don't care. Well, listen, I care. Okay. So you don't have to think that because you're older women that no one is going to want you, but you got to want you. I want me. I want me. Listen, you're not, I want me. I'm real clear about wanting me. I want me. I believe that I'm valuable. I believe that I add to people's lives. I believe that I am. No, let me take that back. Not I believe, I know. I know this to be a fact. And any man that doesn't see that or appreciate that is simply not the man for me. And I'm fine with that. See, I don't have to beg a man to want me. I don't have to beg a man to be with me. And this is the problem, y'all. Hold on. Let me plug my phone up. Women, you be desperate. You be desperate. You be so grateful that a man is paying you attention that you let bull crap pass and be like, it's okay. No, it's not okay. You've got to teach people how to treat you, but you got to know that you have value. First of all, if you know your value, then there's certain things you won't settle for. So let me give you an example. What I realized in my marriage was that I had a pattern of settling for less than what I desired and less than what I deserved. I realized that. And I made a determination that I was no longer going to do that because now I know me. At 54 years old, I know me. Like, I know what I like. I know what I want. I know what I want to do. I know what I like and don't like sexually. I know what I like and don't like in terms of food. I know the experiences that I want to have. I know how I want to live. I know those things about me. I can't be with anyone where we don't have agreement on those major things, right? How we want to live. See, I can't, you can't be a minimalist and be with Dr. V. If you're a man and you're a minimalist, I'm going to be too much. I'm going to want too much. I'm going to want to do too much. You're going to be like, no, that's too much. Why do we need all that? Because I want it. Like, period. Okay. And I know that even in terms of relationship and how I want to be treated, I know how I want to be treated. I know what I need in a man. I need a man with vision. I need a man with vision. Yes. Come on, Vita. Come on. And it's okay. I don't care how old you are. When you begin to understand what it is you really need in your life and you're clear about that, then you can do what's necessary to make it happen. You can do what's necessary to make it happen. So let me tell you some changes that I made, right? Based on what I want. So, first change I made was I had to exit my marriage. I had to exit my marriage. Absolutely so dramatic. Yes. So I'm glad you said that. The sexual dynamic. Taiwan, we're going to talk about that because I'm going to talk about why y'all know y'all like freaky stuff and y'all want to marry somebody that ain't freaky. And then you cheating. Because eventually you're going to end up wanting that thing so much that you're open to the energy of people that look like they might do that. Okay? So let's talk about it. So let's start with the self-identity. Self-identity, you got to know who you are. Now listen, we spend a lot of time learning the other person, but I'm going to tell you that you need to take some time and learn you. Learn things about you. Learn what you like. Learn who you are. Learn who you are spiritually, emotionally, what you need intellectually. I need a man who can stimulate my mind. If you can't stimulate my mind, you can't stimulate nothing else. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm very cerebral, right? I need that mental stimulation. I've got to have a man that makes me think, that we can have real conversations about stuff. I need communication. We need to communicate. Like, that's key to me. I need us to be able to talk and not just talk on the surface, but to talk about deep things. I need to be able to tell you my fears. I need to tell you my desires, tell you what I want, tell you my goals, my dreams, my aspirations, and not have you ridicule it or say you want to do too much, but to have you be like, babe, okay, let's get it. What do I need to do to help you? How can I assist you? Right? Not we're in competition, because we're not. Because I promise you this. I promise you, there's never been a man in my life where I did not try to make their dreams and their aspirations manifest. Even if it meant me making a change, like moving to another city, driving further, like I did that. Like, I'm real clear on that. I'm big on that. I'm big on supporting a man in pursuing, right? If a man says, I want to help you do. I want to help you pursue it. I want to help you accomplish it. I want you to be able to do it because guess what? That's good for both of us. You're right. It doesn't always feel good, but can we just be real? It don't feel good when you're going through all this extra crap either, right? So you got to be willing to get uncomfortable in the process. Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing. So I know how I roll. I know how I am if I'm in a relationship with someone. And I'm not just talking about a marriage or a romantic relationship. People that are my friends, I roll hard for them too. Okay. So I know that I need that intellectual stimulation. I need communication. We need to be able to talk. We need these things, right? I need these things. They're necessary. But y'all, come on, y'all. I'm just getting ready to keep it real with you. There are things that can turn me off sexually. I don't care. And I have a high sex drive, but it'll be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 if there's all this other stuff going on. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't even want it. I'm good. I don't even need it. I'm good. I'm good. Which is not good, right? So if you know that you're in a situation like that, you got to be willing to really examine that and see what you need to change. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you guys. Um, yeah, Soldier Medic. Um, it is easier to blame others, but we gotta stop that because as long as you're blaming other people are controlling you. They're controlling your life. They're controlling your destiny. The moment you say, "This is on me," I've been married 5 times. That's my fault. That's my fault. It's not about them. It's about me. It's about who I was picking. You understand? Yes, did they have issues? Yes, there were issues, but it wasn't about them. It was about me. It was about me choosing people that, and I had to do a whole analysis of myself. So let me tell y'all what happened. I realized that earlier in my life, when I was not the girl that everybody picked, right? So in school, I was popular. I was very popular, but I did not date a lot, right? I was not the girl that everybody picked. I wasn't, right? I remember liking boys and then like waving me off or like, I don't want to talk to her or, like tossing me to the side. I had some skin problems, and so I had some acne. But I always had a big booty though, right? But I had some skin problems. I always had a good personality. I always was fun. But people picked other people over me. And it created a complex in me. So what I began to do is not choose the people I wanted. I began to accept the people that wanted me. Listen to me. I didn't choose the people I wanted. I began to accept the people that really wanted me. Right. And I began to trace that back this year. This year, I began to trace it back to some specific relationships from early on in my life. And I began to have conversations with people that maybe I used to date or I used to like. And I had to clear some stuff up. Right. And do you know what I discovered? Let me tell you what I discovered. I discovered that those same guys were saying things like, yeah, you were always different. You always stood out. You weren't like other girls. Nigga, okay, if that was the case, why was you with somebody else? What? What? So I realized that sometimes people just aren't ready for who you are. They're just not ready. They're not ready. This has nothing to do with something's wrong with you. It has to do with they're not ready for you and what comes with you, right? Had a whole revelation and made a determination. Right. Afraid of the rejection. Then you got to trace the rejection. Where does the rejection come from? What is your relationship like with your father? Well, it was easy for me to trace it because my relationship with my dad when I was growing up was not good. And I wanted his approval. And the rejection that I got from him, I tended to get from guys, right? And so I had this whole fear of rejection. Absolutely, I would have made them stand out. Like I would have, because I stood out. So you all, we got to get real with ourselves, right? We got to get real with ourselves and deal with our stuff from our childhood. Deal with our stuff from those early relationships. Deal with our stuff from college. Deal with our stuff from our first marriage. We got to deal with all of that stuff so that we can really get clear. So now let me tell you where I am. So let me tell you where I am. So now here I am at a place where I'm 54 years old. I've been married 5 times, and I tell people, right? Because listen, I'm not playing them games. I'm not playing them games. I've been married 5 times, and currently I'm in the process of, going through separation and divorce. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, right? So I'm very upfront. I'm very honest. To me, that's important. So what I do is I give people what I want and what I value. I value honesty. I value honesty. I would much rather someone be honest with me about what's going on in their life than not be honest, lie to me, and then I catch feelings and we in a whole situationship and you got some other stuff going on that I don't know about. I prefer honesty. So because I value honesty, I give honesty. Absolutely, Rakia. We got to look in that mirror and be fully transparent about who we are, where we are, and what's going on. Okay. Let me see if she's in this studio. No, when you're in. Okay. So I just know that. I know that about me. So I'm clear. Oh, thank you, Knuckles. Honesty is key. Honesty is key. Okay. So now that I know what I need, what I want, what I like, I have to ask myself, listen, so I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Because there is, all of these options out there, right? Now, we have people who are in polyamorous, polygamous, non-traditional relationships. Okay. I'm a little too selfish. I'm a little too selfish. No, you gave her more time than you gave me. That's a whole problem. No, that's a problem. That's a problem. So that probably wouldn't work for me because I'm a little too selfish, right? So listen. This is what I discovered. I discovered that I have lots of male friends who find themselves in situations where the person that they're in a relationship with or they're married to, they cannot fully express themselves sexually. They can't fully express themselves sexually. There's stuff they like, but they can't talk to their significant other about it because they don't want them to judge them. Or they try to bring it up and they shot it down, right? Well, listen, this is my thought on that. Y'all need to have them conversations before y'all get married. This whole thing of we just gonna see if it works out. If you have been sexually active and you know there are things that you like that are like non-negotiables for you, like you need that in your life, well, it can, but let me tell you something. I believe that, if you position yourself correctly, if you are honest about what it is you want and what you need, then you can get the majority of what you want and need in a relationship. And the rest of it, you guys can work out together. Like, I get it. I understand why people do the non-polygamous, the non-monogamous relationships. I get it. I understand it. I'm simply saying it wouldn't work for me because the way I'm made up, nah. You done talked to her more times than you talked to me. You spent too much time pleasing her than you did please. It's nah. Which is nah. Mm-mm. But if you know things that you want and need in a relationship, then you need to be honest with yourself and your partner about that, right? If it's not something that's a non-negotiable, that's different. But if you know, for example, we're gonna have grown folk talk, y'all. We're gonna have grown folk talk. If you know you like oral sex and the person that you're with does not do that, that's going to eventually become a problem. It's going to be a problem, whether it's the male or the female. So I'm gonna share this story. So my third husband, we were married for not even a year, right? And we never lived together. So my third husband did not believe in oral sex. And I don't even know why I married him. That should have been an automatic no, okay? But I do know why I married him, and I'm going to tell you why I married him. I married him because I moved to a new place. I was feeling alone. I was feeling lonely, and I wanted the comfort of something familiar, someone familiar, right? Not only that, but I was in the church, and I was heavy in the church, and I didn't want to displease God, and I didn't want to be in sin, but I wanted to have sex. And so I said, well, if we get married, then we can have sex legally. Now, y'all listen, I want y'all to listen to this logic, okay? So, he flew in, we got married, we did not have sex. He had to leave immediately and was back in another city, in another state, and we never lived together. What sense did that make? Absolutely none. But I allowed the fact that I didn't want to be displeasing to God to cause me to make a decision that was not a good decision for my life, right? Absolutely, Vita. You've got to have uncomfortable conversations. You've got to talk about the stuff that maybe you haven't talked about before. Right, Soldier Medic. What? Who does it? Now I have a whole marriage to someone that it was never going to work with because we were sexually incompatible. And not only that, not only were we sexually incompatible, he was stingy and tight. So even when we were married, he did not feel that it was his obligation to take care of me and my children. That was a whole problem. Not that I needed him to pay all my bills because I worked, right? But like, I didn't feel comfortable asking him for help. I felt more comfortable asking another man for help than I did my husband. That's a problem. Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah. 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 But some people don't need it like that. So I got it. I got it. And I learned a lesson. And I was like, okay, listen, this is not going to work for me. This is not I had to exit. I had to exit. I had to have the conversation, had to say, listen, this is not working for me. And we need to get a divorce. I probably should have explored an annulment, right? If I'd known then what I know now, I probably would have tried to just get an annulment. But nonetheless, that marriage counted. That was number 3, right? So understand that as you're going through your process and your journey, you got to have these conversations. You got to have difficult conversations. You got to talk about sex. Absolutely. That's a problem, Deshaun. Listen, you got to talk about sex. Listen, this is what I know. I will not marry a man without having conversations about sex, about what they like, about what they don't like, what about their desires, what are your fantasies? Like I want to know all that, and I'm going to tell you my stuff, right, so that we can see if we're compatible. We may not be compatible, and that's okay, but it's better to know now than to know later. Not only that, I'm not going to tell you that you have to have sex with someone to know whether or not it's going to be good, right? I don't necessarily believe that. I think that you can know you can know whether or not there is that sexual chemistry there, right? And so I'm not going to tell you that you just need to go sleep with them to find out, because I ain't just trying to sleep with people to find out whether or not we sexually compatible. We can have a conversation, and I can find out from our conversation whether or not I think we're going to be sexually compatible. Okay. But what you do not need to do, y'all, please stop doing this. Stop getting in relationships with people because they look good on paper. They can look good on paper all day long. They can have all the things that you say you want and not have some of the most important things that you need. Okay. So you've got to know that, is this really what I want? Don't be afraid to wait. Don't be afraid to wait. Don't feel like no one's ever going to come just because they haven't arrived yet. Don't feel like no one's ever going to come. But can I help y'all for just a second? Okay. If you know someone's love language, then you'll know what they need. Okay. So, for example, if you take the 5 love languages assessment, it's going to tell you about your love languages. Come on now. You right, Soldier Medic. You right now. You got to know you, right? You got to know you. So if you know someone's love language, first you got to know yours. You got to know who you are. So there are a couple of assessments that I encourage people to take to just get a better understanding of who they are. The first one is, it's called, let me put this in here. It is 16personalities.com, 16personalities.com. And it's going to tell you your personality type. Now, you may say, Dr. V, why is that important? Why is that important? Well, let me tell you why that's important. It's important because it's going to give you more insight into you and who you are. You need that. You need that insight into you, and it's going to help you understand you're not crazy. Because sometimes you think that, you know, you don't know. Well, okay, so let's talk about it, Soldier Medic. I don't know what IMO is. Tell me what IMO is. Um, my love languages, because I don't have one, my love languages, which even if they vary sometimes, I know what my realm is, right? I know what I primarily am, right? And I get it, it's your opinion. I get it. I'm not offended by it, right? So let me tell you, I had this conversation with a man, and he was like, I don't believe in those tests and those assessments, and I don't believe in that. All that's BS and da 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 da. But I could tell him exactly what his love language was. How? Because I understand them, right? And because I understand them, I knew what he needed, right? If you know what the other person needs, then you can better give that to them. So for example, my love languages are words of affirmation and physical touch. Those are my primary ones. Love, words of affirmation, and physical touch. So listen, you can buy me all the gifts in the world. You can buy me all kinds of stuff. But if you are not talking to me, if you're not talking to me, if you're not telling me I'm beautiful, I'm amazing, if you're not telling me that, them gifts don't mean nothing. You can pay every one of my bills, and it still don't mean nothing to me because I'm not getting what I most desire. Absolutely. You don't have to believe it for it to show up, okay? So I need words of affirmation. What does that mean? It means that I just need you to tell me, I love you. Baby, you look beautiful. Baby, you so smart. Baby, I'm proud of you, right? Those are things that I want from my mate, right? Now, I also understand that because that's my love language, it's what I do. So I have mastered the art. That book states the truth about people, and if we understood it for ourselves and others, every relationship we have would be better. Absolutely. So let me tell you why. Because I've mastered the art. Hold on, I got a guess. Let me bring her on in. Let me bring her in the studio. There she is.
Hey,
Listen. So listen, you're something's going on with your sound. Say something.
can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's shaky.
Okay,
Oh,
let
it's
me
better
find.
now.
Okay,
It's better now. Okay.
we're
All
good.
right.
Okay,
All right. We're talking about love languages right now. What
okay.
is manipulative? Will you hear things just to placate yourself? So let me talk to you about this. Let me say this. So what I've done is I've mastered the art of edifying people, affirming them, making them feel like they're the most important person in the world. Because the truth of the matter is, everyone wants to feel important. And women. I want y'all to hear me for just a minute. Women, just hear me for just a minute. When you talk to a man and you tell a man the amazing things about himself, and you make that man feel like he can accomplish anything, there is no good thing that he will withhold from you.
Come on, somebody. May like his daddy. Come on.
No good thing that he will withhold from you. I'm telling you. But this is the thing. I don't just do it with men. I do it with people. So I brought my girl Sharita on, and I brought her on because a lot of times as women, particularly as Black women, we've lost the art of being a lady, being a woman, and being feminine. We forgot how to purr. We are all the time. All the time. We're like, ah. Now, listen, you're not going to find women that operate in beast mode more than us. We beasts for real. We about our business. If we say we're going to do it, we're going to get it done. We're going to make it happen. Like, that's who we are. But, y'all see this skin? Y'all see this skin? Y'all see this skin? We're not afraid to be feminine. And so when you know your love language and you know other people's love, I'm telling you, oh, thank you, Lanice. I'm telling you, affirmation is powerful, and it's not being manipulative. That's right. Listen, primary, second, you may have three, right? You may have three. You may have three that are your dominant ones, and they may rotate a little bit, but come on. That's right. It's a lost value. It's a lost art. Women have lost the art of being feminine because we've had to be providers and we've had to solve problems and we've had to do all of that. Well, you're not going to meet two women who operate more in beast mode, who are more solution oriented, had to solve more problems, gone through more trauma and trouble and trouble and trauma and all of that than Sharita and I. And yet we still operate in our feminine energy. Add to that, we are both born in August, so we're Leos. Now that tell it all right there. Now you're not gonna get more masculine energy. We got a lot of masculine energy, but we balance it out with the feminine. Sharita, what's your love language or love languages?
You know, it's so funny you say that because I actually just told someone last week what my love languages were. And my main love language is, well, last time I checked, it said it was gifts, the receiving of gifts, and also quality time.
I knew quality time was one of them.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So quality time for me, I believe now is number one. Quality time, and after quality time would be the giving of gifts, and I would say the third would be words of affirmation.
Okay.
So words of affirmation and receiving of gifts are like tied, is what I believe.
Yes, I am so dramatic. Absolutely. You got the Leo with the Virgo moon. Yes. Yes, that's her. Okay.
I don't know what all that means, but okay.
So let me tell you, because I'm in a rising Virgo, because I'm right there at the cusp. So
oh yeah, you're definitely
both of those energies roll in my life. So Sharita, let me tell you how I knew quality time was one of your love languages.
Tell me.
Because I know you. I've been around you enough without you ever having to take the test for me to know that quality time was going to show up, that words of affirmation was going to show up, and that gifts was going to show up. Because you about pay my bills,
yes, Lord.
Take me out to eat, take me out to dinner, buy me gifts, right? Now,
yes.
Some people would say, well, that's superficial, but you know what you want.
Absolutely. And I didn't always know that. I wasn't always okay with that. And so I want to talk about that because, well, first let me say this, Dr. V, thank you so much for bringing me on this dynamic platform to be here with you. This is amazing. I miss doing this, so this is amazing being here with you.
Quality time, boo.
Yes, girl, my quality time, honey. Yes. So, but talking about that, because as Dr. V stated, we are strong women. We are those that we get it done. We pay all of our bills. We know we're successful in our own right. And so naturally it's like, I got this. And that was me. I was that super independent woman that don't need a man. Oh, no, that's out the window. Darling, today I can boldly say that yes, he will take care of all of the bills. He will take me on lavishing trips and he will make sure that everything is always taken care of. And I'm okay saying that. I'm okay embracing the fact that this is how I want to be treated and this is how I should be treated. And yes, the receiving of gifts, absolutely.
Now, see, I'm glad you said that because I talked about that. I talked about the fact that you got to know unapologetically what you want.
Yeah.
Right? And be okay with that. Be good with it. Embrace it. Because then you can eliminate those who don't want to operate in that space. It's easy. You're not the one. It's okay, boo.
That's it. You're just not him. It's fine. There's nothing against you, nothing wrong with you. You're just not for me. And I believe that once women and men, for that matter, are very clear about what it is they want and they're not compromising and they're bold in that statement, as you said, it acts like, a repellent. And the standard is then lifted and you say, you know what? This is what I want and I'm okay with that. And if you have a problem with it, that's not my problem, right? That's not my problem. But a lot of times, Dr. V, one of the reasons why women like us who actually really want those things try to diminish it is because one, we've been taught that that's a gold digger or, something's wrong with that. Or because we feel as if you now own me. So I know it's for me, I'll talk for myself. I didn't want a man to ever feel like, oh, well, I bought you this, I did this. So now you have to do whatever I say. And you own me now. That was my thing.
Right.
You over here shaking. And
Girl.
so, and so because that was my wrong thinking, I then said, well, I don't need anyone to do this. I have my own. The truth is, and just like submission, that's like a four-letter word to some women. When they hear that, like, oh, no, what? I'm not doing
Oh,
that.
we like submission.
Listen,
We
let
like
me
we gonna
behave
talk about
myself.
submission. We gonna talk about submission, y'all. We gonna talk about it because y'all's
Listen.
minds are gonna be blown hearing us, two strong, independent Black women who are bosses, and our
Mm-hmm.
views on submission. Go ahead, boo.
Absolutely. And so, because the wrong thinking occurs, we make these decisions and we start creating these habits. And now we're actually pushing away what we actually want. So, you'll
Right.
find yourself in certain relationships and you're not really content because you want more, but you've lied to yourself to believe that that's not what you really want. Those days are over, honey. Mm-mm.
Absolutely, Sharita. And I was saying that about myself. So for me, growing up, I watched women in my life be dependent on men and those men cheat on them. And what I said was, I will never
Yep.
allow a man to be such an integral part of my life and be so dependent on him that if he left, I couldn't function. And then he
Mm-hmm.
can just cheat on me and do whatever. I'm going to give you a prime example. My aunt was with a man for years. They had about 12 kids together. They didn't have 12 kids, but they and he never married her. Eventually, he
Mm.
gave her an engagement ring, but when they broke up, he was married to somebody else. He married somebody else like that.
Just like that. It always happens.
Listen, and let me tell you what I learned from that. What I learned from that is that we got to know our value, and listen. I don't want to mess nobody up, but if you've been in a relationship with a man 5, 10, 15 years, he hasn't married you,
Baby.
he's not going to marry you. Or he's going to marry you when he get old and he in a wheelchair and he can't
So
work.
now you can take care of him.
So now you the nursing home, okay? Listen, let me tell you something. Men are clear about who they want to spend their life with very early in their interactions with a woman. They're very
Mm-hmm.
clear about whether this is wife material. They're very clear about whether or not this is someone they could see themselves with. They're very clear about that. Men know. Okay?
Yep.
They know. Now we will start trying to convince a man that we're that one. And so
Come
we
on.
to adjust our behaviors to try to become what we think they want, right? And then we lose ourselves. The devil is a lie.
Come on.
The devil is a
Come
lie.
on.
I just had a conversation. The reason I ended up starting this live late was I was having a conversation with my sons. I have boys. I have 4 sons and 3 daughters. Okay. And I have real candid conversations with them. And my conversations with my sons are to produce strong Black men who are leaders and are men that women want to submit to.
That part.
That they are men that women want to submit to, which means they got vision. They're about their business. They make things happen. So, it's there. Well, even if you're polyamorous, there's still commitment there. So when you're in a polyamorous relationship, you make a decision that you're committed to these people, right? Or you have rules, you have things in place, right? Even in a polyamorous relationship, you have rules in place because I promise you, if you don't have rules in place, then someone's going to be dissatisfied. If the
Mm-hmm.
rule is that, you guys can see other people, but you have to tell the other person, you have to let them know beforehand, or like whatever your rules are, and your rules may be different. Everybody's rules are not the same. So, but everybody got rules. Everybody got
Mm-hmm.
those things that they need, and they're like, "No, I'm not doing that." Right? For some men, being polyamorous is fine as long as it ain't another penis in the room with the two of you, right? They be like, I can't another dick in the room. I don't want to
I can't
you
receive
know,
it.
2 women and a man they good with, but there 2 dicks in the room out,
Dr.
walking around, they
I
might touch.
cannot.
They might touch. So whatever the rules are, you have rules, right? And so it doesn't matter whether you're talking about a monogamous relationship or a polyamorous relationship. We still have stuff that is like a no-go for us, right? We have our no-go stuff. Now I know that some of you may be uncomfortable with me talking about 2 dicks in the room and having people being in polyamorous relationships, but it's a reality. right? There are people that is their relationship choice. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm not here to judge your choice. I'm just telling you that it ain't gonna be me. I'm too selfish. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm real clear about that.
At
So
all.
so
Ma'am, listen.
oh no, you gave her 2 more strokes than me. No. It's a whole problem. She got 2 more
Listen,
strokes than
let
me.
me tell you something, okay? By nature, I am a very territorial person.
Right? That's that
And
Leo.
so, exactly. So, for that reason alone, whether it could be a business relationship, a romantic, there's no way that I, Sharita Leon, can be in that situation. This is not because somebody's going to be uncomfortable and it's not going to be me. And so, I mean, but God bless those that do what they do. But as for me and my house, no, darling.
No,
Mm-mm.
no, it's not happening.
At
Okay.
all.
And that's the thing. See, I think that sometimes we feel like we got to judge everybody. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Kevin Wesley with his fine behind. He fine. He made me look at polyamory. I said,
I cannot.
I'm just saying.
I cannot.
I don't know now. I don't know, right? He fine. He fine.
Mm-mm.
Just
Mm-mm.
But anyway, people really begin to attack their relationship. Well, first of all, what y'all got going on in y'all house ain't my business. They don't have nothing to do with
Right.
me.
Mm-hmm.
But he is fine. I'm just gonna go on record and be
I
very direct.
cannot.
I'm just saying. He fine. He fine. I'm just saying.
Mm-mm.
But I know I couldn't.
Mm-mm.
I couldn't. Yeah.
Definitely
See, I
not.
knew you would like him so dramatic. Yeah. He's good people. And he's got a lot of wisdom. He brings up some very valid points that make people think. And I think that's the problem. People don't think about things
People
the way
don't
that
think.
we do. You know, because
Right. People don't think.
so Sharita, you said something very important. You said you were talking about the whole thing of that you need that quality time. You know that you're
Mm-hmm.
territorial. You know that, and this is why we get along so well, is that we're like the same person.
Mm-hmm.
So we think the same. Okay.
Yep.
So y'all, just so y'all know, we went through a little relationship, pause. We had a little separation that was going on. Right? Now listen. Now this was hard on us, right? We both, because we so much alike, right? I
Mm-hmm.
made a different decision, right? And so Sharita made a decision, I made a decision, and the decisions didn't go in the same direction. So we traumatized because we're not getting our quality time because we talked every day throughout the
Right.
day. Every day,
Right.
right? So
Yep.
now we're not talking every day. Now we're
Mm-hmm.
doing different things. Now we got different people in our lives. And we look at
Mm-hmm.
each other like, oh, well, I see you got so-and-so. Oh, well, you got so-and-so, right? And the funny thing is that even though it is a business relationship, we were like a married couple. Like it was like
Mm-hmm.
going through a whole divorce. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm trying. Who get the kids? Who gonna get the kids? To the point where we would be so busy in our day doing what we were doing with the things that we chose to do and the other people in our life that it would often be late at night and Sharita would get in my inbox or she would call me. You gonna stop booty calling? We're not doing booty call. These booty call hours. Why is you calling me?
Just like an unselfish girlfriend. They don't know when to just be happy with the time that you give them.
Listen. I said you need to call me when the sun is still out. If you don't call me when the sun is still out, don't call me when the sun is coming up. I'm not getting these midnight calls. I am not your booty call. Okay? If you can't call me in public, you can't talk to me in private. Okay. So we like this is a real thing, y'all, right? But the thing is, we know each other so well.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, I sure am. And you can't be my man if you can't meet them demands, nor can you be my business partner, my girl, my boo, and you can't meet them. No, we're not doing that. I'll be like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's okay, I'm good. Next
Just
time
like
you
that.
show up, I'm good. But we're the same way. So
Yep.
I say all that because I want you guys to understand that the things that we're talking about when it comes to relationships are not limited to romantic relationships.
Mm-hmm.
There are any
Mm-hmm.
relationships that we value. But this is
Right.
another thing that we have in common. We will make each other feel absolutely amazing, like we're the most amazing person in the world.
Absolutely.
We
Absolutely.
affirm each other.
Mm-hmm.
We will. I would tell you, girl, you so fat. Girl, you is fat, girl. Girl, you looking good, girl. I see you out here looking good, girl. Girl, you eating that, girl. Oh, girl, let me tell you, girl, you rocking that, girl. I see you with your red lips. Oh, girl. We're going to do that. We're
Yep.
going to do that. We never operate like competition. It's not competition. We don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like either one loses something because
Right.
we are being affirmed by the other.
Mm-hmm.
And we take that seriously. We take
Absolutely.
seriously affirming one another. Why is that
Absolutely.
affirmation piece so important, Sharita?
That's so important. In fact, right when I got on, I was about to go ham on your necklace because I love your necklace, darling. All collarbones and all. Oh, you let them see you, honey. Yes, yes, come through. But affirmations is so important, especially when you can master the art of affirming others.
Yes.
You literally can have anything you want. And so I had this conversation just yesterday because if you have the wrong spirit behind it, it could go left. But if
Right.
you are someone with a pure heart, there is nothing you cannot have in this world. Why? Because people want to feel good. Not only
Yes.
do they want to feel good, they want to be around people that give good energy. So if
Yes.
you're constantly complimenting someone, affirming someone, that makes the whole environment shift. And so you don't want to be around the Debbie Downers and you're, always negative and
That's
talking
right.
about what's going on. But if you can be around someone that's always edifying, encouraging, and making you feel good and excited and make you feel like you can do any and all things, you
Yes.
begin to believe that. And once you begin to believe that, you actually end up doing whatever it is that they say. And so Dr. V and I have been, masters in edifying and affirming other people because one, it helps them feel good, but it feels good for me. It feels good for
Yes.
me when I help you feel good, when I remind you of how amazing you are, how great you look, and see you soar. And now talking about this in regards to in a relationship, honey, when you as a woman know
Mm-hmm.
how to speak to that king and you can affirm him and literally he feels like a superhero, he feels like a god on the earth. Literally whatever you want you can have, but more
That's right.
importantly you get to witness the growth, the transformation. You get to witness him bringing to fruition what God has already called him to do. And
Yes.
so when you master affirmation and speaking and you're creating, we're creative beings, right? And so in the same fashion that God spoke and then there was, we have that same ability. And so every time we're speaking something, we're creating, we're sowing seeds, and now we're reaping the harvest of what we actually want. And so it's truly, truly powerful.
And I'll give you an example. And people tell me all the time that I'm amazing at this, but it's because it's my love language. It's how I show love to people, right? And I do believe that everyone deserves to feel like they're the most important person in the world. Now the problem becomes that sometimes with men, they think that means that you want them. That don't mean I want you.
Is that thin line?
That don't mean I want you. But what I am going to do is you're going to know that you are wantable, right?
Mm,
You are wantable. There are you are someone who has value and you deserve to be wanted, right?
hmm
I'll give you an example. So we do a live trading session in the mornings at 5 o'clock, and there was a gentleman on. It was his first time on, and we were getting ready to enter his first trade, and I'm walking him through it. And I said, now listen, now before you share your screen, I need you to know that you need to put your do not disturb on because we don't want any risque messages or pigs coming through. We want to make sure, and it made him feel good because that said, I see you as someone who is desirable and you may have some of those things coming through your inbox, okay,
hmm
or your text messages. But then also just helping him to put that trade in is that, look at you did it. Are you sure you're not a trader? Are you sure you're not? And he felt like by the time we finished that conversation that he could do this, right?
hmm
Because I made sure that I built his confidence up. It doesn't cost you anything to build someone's confidence up.
Absolutely.
And I'm not telling y'all to be lying to people. It's not what I'm saying. But what I am is giving people honest affirmation is life
hmm
altering, right?
Yeah.
See, it doesn't cost me anything to affirm you. It doesn't cost me anything, right? To let you know the things that I appreciate about you, the things that I value about you, the things that I enjoy about you. It doesn't cost me anything. And I find that way too often Black men anticipate Black women saying negative things to them. So what I
Mhm.
do is I make it my mission, particularly as it relates to Black men, but to men, period, right? To affirm the men around me. See, you're not going to
Yes.
be a man around me and not be affirmed and not
Listen,
feel like you somebody. Dr. V said you gonna be you gonna be telling your woman what Dr. V said, you know. And at the same time, there are expectations that I have when I'm around you. So if there is a door, I'm not expecting to open that door.
absolutely not.
I'm going to step back and allow you to be the amazing gentleman that you are because that's who you are. And the door is going to get open. I'm not moving furniture and it's men around me. No, I'm going to let you use those incredible muscles that you have been gifted with from God to
Come
help
on.
change the world and lift that furniture and tell you
Come
how
on.
amazing you are and how
While you
strong
do it.
you are while you're doing it. And actually, would you like
Absolutely.
some lemonade?
Come on. With my heels on.
Okay. So even with my sons, I practice this. I practice affirming them, letting them know I believe in them, letting them know they're amazing. Why? Because I need them to show up in the world as that man.
Hmm.
Now,
Absolutely.
likewise, now that I have affirmed you and you are feeling like you know are the sun, the moon, the stars, and the mountain, okay, I need you to make sure that you affirming me.
Absolutely.
Now, if I'm doing all the affirming and you ain't doing no affirming, the
Mm-mm.
affirmations is gonna pause. Pause.
Yeah, yeah. Because this is the thing, in everything there's reciprocity. You reap what you sow. People might call it the law of karma, whatever the case may be. And so when you are in a relationship, this is why it's so imperative to have conversations like this to know what each other's love language is.
Right.
Because your affirming me may not be telling me how amazing I am if that's not your love language. You may see it as being able to give me a whole lot of gifts. And so either way, we have to realize, hey, this is what your love languages are. These are what mine are. How do we come together to make sure that we understand each other so we know that we feel valued in the relationship and that we're not feeling depleted? So that way, if I'm affirming you constantly and I'm doing whatever it is that I deem that you want to receive, I need to make sure that I'm getting something back in return because we come together as a collective unit. And so if I'm down and you're down at the same time, we're all jacked up. And I was telling somebody this the other day. They made the analogy of the seesaw, right? And so they went on to say that, well, I was expressing to them, how I was feeling about a particular situation. I was like, what, I'm going through a lot of different things. I'm busy, I'm working, and this and that, family, whatever. And so, but I said, I don't want to actually share everything because right now, you may be going through things, and that's how I am personally. I've always been like that,
Mm-hmm.
that I don't really share much with a lot of people because, I don't want to be a burden to someone else, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they were saying to me, well, no, you don't have to worry about that. We could be strong together at the same time, like the seesaw, we'll be strong at the same moment. And I said, well, yeah, there's some truth to that. But the truth, that there's more truth. And the other side of that truth is I need to be able to know that there can be a seesaw imbalance because when I'm down, you're up, then you can help me come back up. But if we're both up at the same time, or if we're both down at the same time, there's the imbalance. And the imbalance comes in where we're both depleted if I'm constantly giving and giving and giving, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not getting anything back.
Absolutely.
And you don't know how to bring it back for me. And as women, we magnify things that we multiply everything. So if you come and you just give me one gift, I'm about to make a whole celebration and act like you just gave me the entire world,
Right.
right? In
Right.
that same fashion, if you don't, it's like, whoa, the world just stopped too. So,
Mm-hmm.
being able to come together to reciprocate the energy that's being
Yes.
given, even if it's in different forms, at least we know that, okay, I know what he means by that.
Right. And that's why it's important to know each other's love language, right?
Hmm.
Your love language is quality time. And I'm
Hmm.
giving you all these words of affirmation. That don't mean nothing to you if I'm not
Exactly.
spending no time with you.
Right. You talking too much. Why
Why
you
you all that
talking?
talking? nobody want to hear all that, right?
Right.
So we've got to know our love language, but we also have to know the other person's love language and be
Mm-hmm.
able to meet them where they are. And it doesn't always have to
Absolutely.
be something big. See, people
Mm-hmm.
think that like giving gifts that it has to be something big. It doesn't. It can be something
No.
small. Now let me tell
Yeah.
you, this how you know I love somebody. I don't share my food.
Uh-huh.
It's just some stuff I don't share. I'm not. I told y'all I'm a little share well, right? But I don't share my food, but I definitely don't share my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
My shoes, that's okay. So I went to visit Sharita for her birthday, right? I went to visit her in New York for her birthday. And I had some shoes and I just got the shoes. I may have worn them one time. I may not have. No matter of fact, I hadn't worn them at all. I hadn't worn them
Mm-hmm.
at all, period, right? They were brand new. And I said, listen, I want you to have these. She was like, and they was cute, y'all. There was some cute
Yes.
little black boots.
Yes.
They was cute. They was
Real
fire.
cute.
I loved them. Gave them to her. Now let me tell you why I did that. It was her birthday, right? It was her birthday. That was true. But even beyond that, if it hadn't been her birthday, I still would have given them to her because I appreciated the fact that she not only invited me to her home, but she opened her home up to me. And see, everybody is not going to do that. And she don't do that for everybody. Okay.
Listen.
So you got to know who you're dealing with.
Yep.
She'll have the thermometer right there, checking your
Facts.
temperature. Do you need to stay at the door?
Facts.
Take your shoes off. Don't wear your shoes in there. Listen,
Yep.
touch nothing. I need you to sanitize. I need you to take some emergency. You know, I need you to do all that. Okay, because you not gonna bring me to COVID. Okay, that's
Hello.
not gonna happen. Okay, but because I know her, I know her so well and I've known her for years. I know certain things about her. I know things that she likes. I know things that she's going to enjoy. And so I wanted to make a big deal about her birthday. Another thing that people know about me is I'm not cooking.
Nope.
Period.
Sure won't.
Okay. I'm not cooking. Not I can cook. I'm a great cook, but I don't cook, right? Normally, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so for her birthday that morning, I fixed her breakfast.
She made me breakfast, y'all.
I took care of my boo, okay?
Yes.
I made breakfast because I know one, she liked to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Two, it's her birthday. You know, so
Yes.
I had to celebrate her because I wanted her to know that I appreciated her and that I loved her and I was excited to be a part of her birthday celebration, right? Now, people may say, well, that's manipulative, right? But for me, it's not manipulative because it's coming from my heart. I do
Mm-hmm.
things from my heart. Now, can I be manipulative?
Baby.
This what I had to learn, y'all. I had to learn to use my gifts for good and
Mm-hmm.
not for evil.
Amen.
Because
Amen.
I could use
That's real.
for real.
That's real. Because this is the thing, y'all. Let's be honest. Just like money is a tool, it depends on whose hands it gets into, determines how it'll be of good use or bad use.
Right.
So it is with your gifts. You know,
Yes.
someone right now can have the gift of manipulation or the gift of influence. It
Mm-hmm.
depends on who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Some use their words to inspire you and encourage you to do good in the world, or use those same words to manipulate and turn your whole world around. And
Yes.
so you have to make a decision to be godlike in using
Yes.
your gifts for greater
Yes.
good, because we can all go left.
Yeah.
You know, we can
Yeah.
all go left, especially if you're good at it.
And we're good at it. Oh, we're good
Listen.
at it. We
Oh,
smooth
yes.
here.
Oh,
We
yeah.
smooth. I'm trying to tell y'all, we smooth. I have to tell my boys, I say, listen, let me tell y'all something now. Your mama was something like a pimp back in the day. Mama, I was a pimp, but she was something like a pimp. Okay. So I have to put them on game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I say, now listen, if y'all listen to me, I'm gonna give you a skill set.
Come
that
on.
will allow you to get any woman you want.
Yep.
I don't care who
Yes, sir.
she is, how beautiful she is, how much money she got. I can give you a skill set that will allow you to get any woman you want. But you better be careful. Because when you get her, you got to know what to do with her. You got to know how to treat her.
Come on. You know how to keep her.
That, for me, that's important, right? So, listen, let's talk about Kevin Samuels for a second. Let's talk about Kevin Samuels. I don't know. Did you get a chance to see the video, Sharita?
No, what video?
So Kevin Samuels is an image consulting and dating coach, right?
Okay.
So he had a woman who called into his show and she said, she wanted some feedback on getting a man, right? On her getting a man. She was, older. She had a child or some children. And she said, well, can you see me? He said, yeah, I can see you. And he said, well, how would you rate yourself?
He said that to her or she?
He said that to her. How would you rate yourself? And she said, well, when I don't have my, hair on, my hair done and my makeup on, I would say I'm a 5. When I have my hair and stuff on, I would say I'm probably like a 6.
Wow.
So they go on, and she said that she's figured out that she wants a 6-figure man. I want a 6-figure, right? She's a successful business owner. He said, listen, let me just be honest with you. Not getting no 6-figure man.
Ooh.
She said, well, I make up money. He said, listen, no. I want you to hear me. You're not getting no 6-figure man. He said, because you average at best.
My God.
Hold on. We're going to talk about this. We're going to get into this. You average. Okay. And she said, well, but I bring this to the, he said, nah. He don't care nothing about that. How much money you make. He don't care nothing about all
exactly.
that. Listen, he don't care about that. Listen, what I'm telling you is that you do not meet the specifications for a 6-figure man. Now, she said, I can't believe you're being so mean. Well, listen, my whole thing is, boo, you was mean to yourself to start out with because you said you was a 5.
And then upgraded to a 6.
You was average. You said you was average. If he hadn't said you was average, you already had said you was average.
Yep.
But Kevin Samuels, he talks to these women, maybe older women. And then he asked one woman about how much did she weigh, how many kids she got, how many times she been married, and then he said, oh no, ain't no hope for you.
Oh, wow.
No hope. No hope. No hope for you.
Wow.
He told the woman he said was average, she gonna die alone. Okay,
oh my gosh. Oh, that's horrible.
Okay. Now listen to me. I want y'all to hear me. As poorly as he said what he said, I'm not defending how he said it because he was rude. Okay. And I'm not saying the woman gonna die alone. But what I am gonna say is she gonna be alone until she changes her perception of herself.
Absolutely.
You can't ask me. Sharita, ask me. Ask me the question,
Sharita. Dr. V, how would you rate yourself?
On a scale of what?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, listen. I'm a 10 plus. And let me tell you why I say that, because I can defend my rating, right?
What?
So I'm a 10 plus. See, I'm off the Richter. Okay.
Come on, off the Richter.
Because not only am I fine, right? And I'm fine with my hair in or with my hair out. It don't matter.
Listen.
Right? I'm fine with my makeup on or with my makeup off, no jewelry, like butt naked, with no extras. I'm a 10 plus, right? And it's not because I've got a perfect body or I have no flaws, but it's because I am a complete and total package. See,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just my body. I'm not just my face. I'm not just my intellect. Listen, I bring all of it together. I am all of those things put together in a well-oiled package like that will add value to anybody's life that I'm connected to.
Absolutely.
What I am.
Absolutely.
Not because I weigh 170 pounds now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
Come
catch
on
that?
here.
Did you catch that?
Oh, we caught it. We caught it.
170.
Come on, 170.
But I was a total package when I weighed 205.
Come on.
When I was a thick
Facts.
girl,
Facts.
and plus, okay.
Come on.
But
Absolutely.
there were things that I knew I wanted to improve on because I knew I wanted to have my stomach out. I knew I wanted to put on a bikini at
Mm-hmm.
54. So I knew there were some things that I needed to do. So Sharita,
Mm-hmm.
on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself?
Darling, darling. No, seriously, if I were to rate, I mean, this is the thing, y'all. I am I am always improving. I'm 10, but I'm always improving.
Come
And
on, 10
so
and improving.
and it comes with knowing who you are. And if it doesn't matter what you wear, there are many beautiful women around the world that have amazing model bodies and, perfect skin and all of that, but they don't know who they are. They get into horrible relationships.
Right.
They abuse themselves because they don't know. And so that woman who answered and said that she was a 5, that lets us know what she thinks about herself,
Absolutely.
and that she thinks that she has to look one a certain way and then to make a certain amount of money. Let me tell you something.
Come on, girl. Tell us, girl. Tell us about the money, girl. Tell us, Sarita.
Let me tell you something. There are so many women right now that have been able to secure wealthy men who have absolutely no college education. They have, some may have great bodies, some do not. But it's because they know who they are and what they can have, and how to go back to what we were talking about earlier on with that word of affirmation,
Yes.
that allowed them to create a lifestyle with a multimillionaire and even some billionaires.
Yes.
Because they know who they are. So for this woman to say that she's average, the reason why she can't have a 6-figure man, what he was saying, because a 6-figure man and above is not looking at what she can bring. In fact, sometimes that could be a deterrent.
Negative.
Exactly. Sometimes they see that and they're like, why? Because men need to feel like superheroes.
Yes.
And so when you have all of this, and I bring this to the table, and I make this amount of money, he doesn't care. That's why he'll go find the waitress and make her a millionaire. Why? Because the waitress is gonna look at him like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. Oh my, wow, is that your car? Oh, you are so smart. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, daddy. Like, oh, and so she know how to do all of that.
Oh wow, what?
Don't do it. So she know how to do all of that. Listen, I know how to pull it out. Come on, daddy. She know how to pull it all out. And so
your
here,
stuff is going crazy.
listen.
I need your sound to get right.
Are you serious? The sound is messed up again?
It's good. It's good now.
Okay.
We just had to get through that. Okay.
See, we had to hear all that. That's what that was. So because she knows how to do that, she, the waitress, will end up being with the man who has millions of dollars. Whereas here is this woman on this call who makes 6 figures, but because she doesn't know who she is and doesn't value herself, she can't get with a 6-figure man.
No, right. You're absolutely correct. And listen, this is the thing. I want y'all to hear this. When you know who you are, you can be with a 6 or 7-figure man. If he don't treat you right, you'll leave.
Deuces.
You'll leave.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel like that's your last option.
Exactly.
Right? And that's what I've been trying to tell y'all. Listen, let me tell y'all something. If you ever, women, I promise you, listen to me, listen to the doctor, honey. I do have a PhD. Okay?
She sure does.
Listen. Because he has some negative things to say about women with PhDs. But listen, I don't care nothing about what he couldn't tell me that I can't have. Baby, you can't listen. Not only can I have a man, listen, I can have a man having been married 5 times with the PhD, with children and 7 kids and grandkids, and at 54, and I can have one that's in his 30s if I want him.
You sure can. You sure can.
And I can get some in their 20s. They just a little too young, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna need you not to do that, but
Know that my son's friends, They be like, oh my God. Okay. One of them said something real fresh, right? And I had to say something that I
Oh
had, my son
Lord.
was like, why did you say it? Baby, don't play with me. You can't even handle my league. You don't have enough skills for me.
I
You still got
cannot.
milk on the breath and wet behind the ear.
I
You
can't.
all you can do is dream about me because you're not enough man for me, right?
Mm.
But
Wasn't man enough for me.
come on now. But I know who I am, right?
Hmm.
So when you know who you are and you're a woman who comes with a PhD, or you come and you're a successful businesswoman, and you tell a man, ooh, baby, I love it when you, ooh, baby, you so da 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 da. Ooh, daddy, you talking my language, right? That man is gonna be like, oh, she got a PhD, and she said, listen, and I'm not talking about manipulation, but I promise you, this skill set has been the thing that I think has allowed me to impact the most lives, male and female, romantic, business, and non-romantic, just friends, right? And even acquaintances, just people I see on the street, because
Hmm.
I treat everyone like that. Until
Yeah.
you do something to me, and then I'm like, oh no, you are not gonna get one of my affirmations. I will hold it. You can be sharp, you can have it together, you can be looking good, and I'm not gonna say a mumbling word. Okay. I
Just like that.
right? But when you know how to do that, you change the game for yourself.
Hmm.
You change the game for yourself. And it's not about manipulating people, but it's about understanding that everyone wants to feel valued. Everyone wants to feel important. Men need to feel needed.
Period.
Women,
Period. They need to feel needed. They need to know that there's a space in your life for me.
yes.
And the moment that you realize that, it changes everything. I'm telling you, from the strongest alpha male to, I mean, you let him, I mean, he's someone that's making all this money, makes power moves, and everybody knows him, he's super powerful and influential. And here he comes, all he wants to know is that when he goes home, you think he's superhero. It doesn't matter what everybody else thinks. He needs to know that his woman feels as if he is amazing and he's needed. So that means small things, y'all. You can open up the jar by yourself. You don't need his help. But baby, can you open this up for me? Sure. Babe, I think, you know what? Did you get that? It was kind of, yeah, letting him feel needed for little things. And
Yes.
then you must stroke the ego. Period. Men have egos. And let me tell you something. I am amazing for my husband's ego. Do you hear me?
Come on, girl.
Literally. Literally. And so when you have an opportunity to show him that he's needed for the small things and the big things, it turns everything around. And that goes kind of hand in hand with that whole submission thing, because they want to feel as if they have rulership over everything, but in a way where it's empowering to everybody. So if that means that I have to speak a little softer voice, if that means that I have to remind you how amazing you are and how you're going to be amazing today and that everything you want is actually working. Did you see how amazing you look in those shoes? Oh my gosh. If I have to do that to make sure that we're going on trips, if I have to do that to make sure that you wake up every day feeling empowered to go into the workplace and go into your business meetings and go and preach or whatever you got to do, if I have to do that and say, honey, what would you like for dinner? I'll have it ready when you get it. Well, if I have to do that to have everything, baby, I'm going to do it. And you know why? We all win. Period. Know who you are, know your roles, know
Mm-hmm.
what needs. He's
Mm-hmm.
going to do the same thing. And let me say this, because they need to feel needed and you make them feel needed, there's literally nothing they won't give you.
Bam.
Nothing.
Bam. And whatever they got to do to make it happen, they'll do
They'll
it.
make it happen.
So this is the thing. This is the thing. When you are with a man, women, this is your barometer for whether or not this is the man for you, right? If you have to make yourself submit to him, if you have to make yourself compliment him, If
Mm-hmm.
you have to make yourself do those things, that's not the man for you.
At all. At
Listen,
all.
let me tell you something. The right man, it's not even, it doesn't even require effort, right?
At
You
all.
you just want to tell him, oh baby, you so fine. Oh baby, you look so good. Oh baby, that hat looks good on your head. Oh baby, I love your beard. Oh baby, don't cut it off, baby. I love it. I love the gray, baby. Oh baby, listen. Oh yeah, you like the gray, baby. Oh baby, that is sexy to me, baby. That is sexy. Baby, keep that gray. Baby, I'm thinking about color. Don't color it. It says wisdom. It says wisdom. Sexy, babe. Don't cut it. Don't cut it.
That's a Dr. V.
When that man is talking about his vision and he says something, he said, baby, listen, this is what I'm thinking about. This time next year, I plan on owning, a fleet of trucks and being a broker. Ooh, baby, that is so sexy to me. Ooh, baby, I love a vision, babe. Let's do it, babe. Let's make it happen. Listen, the right man will have an energy that you naturally want to submit to.
Naturally. Oh
It's
my
not
God.
work. It's not a
Nope.
job. It's not you not wondering because he's shown you he has vision. He's shown you that he has goals and he's shown you that he's willing to put the work in. He's
Mm-hmm.
shown you that. See, if a man shows a strong woman, like we strong women, but listen, let a man come with a vision and a plan. Talking about, babe, this is what I want to do. Da 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 da. Babe, and I say something like, babe, I need you to understand that this is my goal. This is what I want to accomplish. Babe, let's do it. What do I need to do? What I need to do for us to get there? But what you need from me?
Listen, those words right there. Let's make it happen. What do you need me to? Woo, baby.
Them words will give you grace in some other areas. God will get it
Listen.
together. It'll give you some grace because not everybody operates like that. So when a
Mm-hmm.
man shows up on the scene, and this is the next thing. I want y'all to hear me now. I had to adjust in my chair. I want y'all to hear me. When a real man shows up, he's always going to want to figure out how he can add value to that woman's life.
Absolutely.
Like load, listen, babe, this is what I gotta do. I gotta do this, and this, babe. It's a lot, babe. It's a lot. That man ought to come back to me and say, babe, listen, I heard you.
Mm.
If I
Mm. Mm.
If you what, babe? If I pay this for you, with this extra month being taken off of you, would that help you? Oh, baby, you would do that? Yeah, babe. My woman need to know she good. Like I know you got it, but I just want to do my part. And listen, I'm not gonna say no. I don't want you to pay nothing because I got it. This is my business. This my. I can do everything by myself.
Oh
Okay,
no.
because he gonna not feel needed. What do we say?
Yep.
Every man needs to feel
Feel needed.
needed.
He needs to feel needed.
If he's not
Absolutely.
needed in your life,
He'll be gone. He'll be out of your life.
and I'm not saying that you actually gotta have him in order to do, like it's really a plus, right? But
Mm-hmm.
men want to feel needed. Men, where
Absolutely.
y'all at in the comments? Do y'all want to feel needed?
Right. It's true. They want to feel needed. And, when a man is able to say, how do we make this better? Because he meant they're problem solvers, right? So they're thinking, okay, so how do we make this better? How do we make this work? What do you need? And that comes so easily when you're doing your part, when you're coming in. You start off by talking about how you'll naturally want to submit. Let me tell you something, y'all. As I stated earlier on, I was that super independent woman, and submission was that four-letter word that, oh, what? Because I've seen that gone left with the wrong understanding. So
Right.
I was like, oh, no. I remember reading it in the Bible, and I literally told God, oh, you're going to have to change that for me. I need to pass on that one. I literally told God
Girl,
that.
I didn't have that in my vows.
You a mess.
Love, honor, and what? We gonna love and honor.
I'm gonna love it on. I can't. And so when I grew an understanding of what that actually is and what it looks like, and with the right man who understands his role, he understands that he's there to empower and to lift you and make you better. Submission comes naturally. Let me tell you something. Not only does it come naturally, I desire it. That's a totally different ballgame. That's a conversation that I never had
I
before.
want to submit,
Just
Big Daddy.
listen.
I want to submit,
What?
Big
What?
Daddy.
What do you think about this, King? Or do you? Let me ask my King first. Babe, what do you think? Listen, now I desire it because I understand one is operating in the field of honor.
Right,
Right? You're
right.
honoring the person, your spouse. You're honoring their ability. You're honoring who they are, and again, you're understanding what they need. Right? So when you look at, let's go Bible real quick. When you look at Ephesians 5, right, and you break that down in the Message translation, it literally talks about praising your husband, honoring your husband, reverencing your husband. And when you read that, it's like, wait, so it's almost like what I'm supposed to be doing with God. Now you
Right.
have in the proper context, but it's what it is. So in the same fashion, if the Bible says that husbands loved your wife as Christ loved the church, what did Christ do? He sacrificed himself for the
Yes.
church.
Yes.
Our husbands are to sacrifice themselves for us, right? And so, with that understanding, if we're out here and we honor God, we praise God. Well, the same goes for your husband. You honor
That's
him, you reverence him,
mm-hmm.
and so in that submission, right, as the church is submitted to Christ, so it is the wife to her husband, who literally will put his life on the line for you. So because there is a man that's willing to put his life on the line, who came to give what? An abundant life. Isn't that what Jesus did? He came to
But
give
he
you
did
life more
life and
abundantly.
life more abundant.
So my husband has to have the ability to give me life and life more abundantly, honey.
Yes.
And so with that, naturally, I'm going to want to submit to him because he's so good to me. Oh, come on,
He's so good to
somebody.
me. Oh, he's good
Listen.
to me. Oh, he's so good
Listen.
to me. Oh, he's so good to me.
So good to
Come
me.
on now.
It comes naturally. So naturally it's there and I desire it. And so because I desire, there's an energy behind how I submit.
Yeah.
There's an energy behind how I come to him. There's an energy how I serve him. Right? And so with that, there's nothing that man can't do.
Listen,
Listen.
I'm telling y'all, when a man has the right woman in his life, he will be able to accomplish things in short
Man,
periods of time. And
absolutely.
he may not have been able to accomplish in his entire lifetime just because he
Absolutely.
got the right woman in his life. Sometimes just having the right person in your life is the difference between your accelerated success and you
Mm,
struggling trying to get to a place of success.
mm-hmm.
It makes all the difference in the world, but you got to understand that as a woman, you got to be willing to be a woman. See, some of us as women are out here trying to be men. Now
Come
listen,
on.
let me tell you what I'm not. I'm not no man.
Hello.
Although it has been told to me that in a previous life, and I might have said this too, in a previous life, I was a whole nigga. I was a nigga.
I
I
cannot.
was. I was. Like for real, I know I had to be. And if I
I
was
cannot.
lying, that's what I would be, right? I would be a man, okay? Because I have very male thoughts. I move very much
Yeah.
like men move,
A very
right?
strong masculine energy.
I
Could
got a
tap
lot of
into it.
masculine energy.
Yeah.
Got the
It's
cheeks to
real.
prove it. Y'all can't see them because I pluck them. Okay, that's not feminine and it's not cute. But what happens for me is I have learned the power of the feminine energy, and so as such, men are naturally drawn to me, just naturally drawn to me. I don't have to do nothing extra. I don't have to do nothing special. It doesn't matter what I have on. I remember
Mm-hmm.
one time when I was in college, this has been in me like since my college days, right? I remember when I was in college, I had on these big cutoff shorts and a big old sweatshirt. And this guy said, "Oh, Veronica, you so sexy." And I was like, what? I didn't have no makeup on. He said, "You so sexy." I said, "I got on some big old shorts and a sweatshirt." He said, "This is what I need you to understand." He was older. This is what I need you to understand. Sexy has nothing to do with what you have on. It has everything
Mm-hmm.
to do with who you are and how you show up.
That's right.
I
That's
said,
right.
okay, honey.
Who you are and
Okay.
how you show up.
Let me
It's the
find
truth. That's it. Like if you, I'm telling you, feminine energy attracts and draws, right?
out.
And so, just like, for example, for those of you that are watching live right now, do you feel a certain energy with me and Dr. V? You feel there's something that's alluring about us, right?
Because we
And
cute, girl.
yes, we are definitely cute, but we know how to, it's posture,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how you show, how you smile, how you, may just tilt your head a little bit. It's being able to
Y'all
maybe
see
pull
us,
your hair
don't
back a little bit.
y'all see us? Y'all see us out here
But then,
swimming. Y'all
but
see us.
there's an energy that is put in which is attracting, is attractive. So whether we are wearing sweatpants or sweatshirts and our hair may be up, our energy remains the same. So you could have two different people. You might even have somebody in a better body
Yes.
wearing the same exact thing.
Yes.
But you'll look like, this is what happened. And this happens, I have actually going back to my mother. My mom growing up for me, my mom was very super feminine, always looked amazing. And, she still, keeps herself that way. And she was always attracting, different people and men. And she wasn't with them now, but she just attracted them. Okay, let's make that clear. And so with that, she was always super feminine and always looking good. Now, my mother, for the most part of my younger years, was plus size, right? So, but she still was, they all wanted her. My sister and I, the same thing. We're like the people think when you're a plus size woman that, oh, well, you know what, you don't look good or you can't really get certain men. And that was a lie that I believed for a long time until I figure out who I really was. And so just like she and I, we're plus size women, but I'm gonna walk in somewhere, you're gonna notice me and you're gonna want to know who I am.
Right.
Why? Because I know the feminine energy, that I have the power in my femininity, and I can make you feel like I need to know who she is. And that works in every area of life.
Yes, Rakia, command into the room, come to me type of energy. Girl.
Yes, come on, Rakaya. Absolutely. Yes.
Come to me. Let me put my
Putting arms around. Hey, I miss this, Dr. V.
Listen,
This
girl,
was
right?
meant to be. Hey. Oh, so glad I found you. Need you every day. Y'all know them oldies too. Y'all don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted.
Right. But that's so important because when you understand that, I just had this conversation with my boys. Like, we were having this whole conversation about why all their friends want to be at our house. Not just our new house. They all wanted to be at our old house. Like, like wherever I am, wherever I live, like that's the spot. It's
right.
the spot, right? My older kids would say that, like, all their friends wanted to be at our house. Like, our house was always the spot. And so I asked my sons today, I said, why do you think all your friends want to be here? Why do you think they all want to be at our house? They're like, I don't know. So so one of their friends was over here, right? Come on downstairs. Why you want to be over here? Because I love y'all. And you don't love us that much. Come on now. Let's be real, right? I don't want to see y'all. Okay, whatever. I said, people want to be at our house because there is an energy here. They see how we interact. They see that y'all hug on me and love on me, and I hug on y'all and love on y'all. We talk about anything. I'm that mama that's going to be having those conversations that other mamas won't have, which I'm going to tell you, you better wrap it up. Wrap it up. You protection, okay? I know you out here screwing. Put some protection. Don't be out here willy-nilly. Don't do it. So they're drawn to the energy that exists in the space. And I told them, I said, listen, I work hard to create an atmosphere.
Yes, absolutely.
That is positive, that is upbeat, that is an atmosphere where people can come in and feel like anything is possible.
Yes.
When they walk out, they feel more confident about who they are. Now, it's not that I'm trying to make them be somebody. No. You're going to feel more confident about who you are right now, in this moment, in your body, with your skin, with your financial situation, with whatever you have going on. Because until you can get comfortable with that person, you can't get to the other side of that. You can't get to the evolution. You can't evolve because you got too much negative energy towards yourself. But when you can love yourself to your next, love yourself to your best, right? You just love yourself to that place. So it doesn't take anything away from who you are right now. When you love yourself now, as you're on your way to where you want to be. Now, Sharita, you remember, it wasn't that long ago. You remember when I was 205. You remember, I looked much older. I looked older. I had more weight on me. I was cute. Don't get it twisted. I was cute, and you knew I was cute because I was going to let you know I was cute.
Absolutely.
And I'm a fit girl, okay? But I look much younger, right? As
Mm-hmm.
I've lost weight, I look younger. As I've released some things, I look younger. And like all of that stuff is tied to it. As I have come into a greater knowing of what it is that I desire for my life and accepted it, not as a
Mm-hmm.
bad thing, because I was feeling like I shouldn't want all this.
Mm-hmm.
No, I told my sons today. I said, "Listen, y'all like our house. Y'all like where we are." They're like, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, don't get too comfortable
Come
because it's
on.
not it for me." I said,
Come
"Next
on.
in my 6 bedroom
Come on.
man
Absolutely.
with a pool, right?"
Come
And
on.
well, Adam won't be there because he's gonna have his own place. Mackenzie,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be there. You got about 2 more years with me, and then all y'all out, all y'all out. I'm gonna be in the bedroom with me and my boo.
Come
Okay,
on. Absolutely.
y'all can come visit,
Come on.
but you're not gonna have a kid.
Amen, somebody.
Because we might be
Mm-mm.
naked running around the house. You don't know. Listen,
Nice.
I'm trying to get all the kids out so I can just run around the house naked and have sex.
I cannot.
I'm just being real, right? So when we understand what we want and what we desire, then we can move with intention. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why, while Kevin Samuels, what he said to her was true, I don't I don't necessarily agree with how he said it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's true because she makes it true.
Yeah.
See, whether you believe
Mm-hmm.
you can or whether you believe you can't, either way, you're right. So when you
Yep.
believe you're a five, you're a five.
Yeah. That's what it is. And you know what? Everybody has their own growth and journey they have to go through,
Right.
and Dr. V and I had to go through our journey, and we continue because we believe in elevation and
Yeah.
evolving, right? So we're always growing and becoming better and becoming more of who we're supposed to be, and in that, I made a decision. I made a decision, and God would have to tell me otherwise, but I'm sure he's in alignment, right? In that, when it comes to my husband and the lifestyle that we are going to live,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have a certain income bracket.
Mm-hmm.
That was always the case. Now I've been there where we're gonna build it together, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't really matter. That's great, and that's true for many people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth. With that said, that's not where I'm at anymore.
Right. I
And
understand.
so because of that, there's a certain lifestyle, there's a certain status, there's a certain financial security that he must have
Mm-hmm.
presently for us to be together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. And some may say, oh, well, you know what? She's being a gold digger. She always care about money. That's God bless you. That's your level of consciousness, and that's yours. That's
It's
fine. You go and build with somebody else.
mm-hmm.
Me, we're going to build from a different level.
Right.
See, the empire is there. Now we're going to expand the
Mm-hmm.
empire. That's
Mm-hmm.
just where I'm at. And I'm okay with that now. That's what I want, and that's what it's gonna be.
And that's and see you got to know where you at.
Right.
Let me tell you about me. I'm cookie lines all day. I'm cookie. Just call me cookie, right? I'm fine if you're not there right now, but you have vision and you got a plan, right? And you're
Mm-hmm.
willing to put the work in. Then we can build it together. Like that's me. That's just me. That doesn't take
Mm-hmm.
anything away from where Sharita is. Sharita has every right to want what she wants. I like that whole that I like that. I like that. Starting from the bottom, now we here. We ain't really at the bottom, but you know what I'm saying? I like that. I like that building together, right? So he's got to at least have a certain level of consciousness, vision,
Mm-hmm.
and work
Mm-hmm.
ethic.
Right.
And I got to see it. I'm not talking about
Mm-hmm.
lip service. I ain't talking about what your lips is saying. I'm talking
Exactly.
about what your hands and your feet are doing.
Right.
It's,
What do
it's
you
got to
have
be evident.
already?
It's got to
What do
be.
you
I'm
have
not
already?
listen. I'm not looking at your potential. I'll never get married potential.
That's the problem. And that's what a lot of people do, especially in that phase. They're like, well, we're gonna build and we're gonna do this together. He has so much great potential, he has great ideas and all that. Listen, potential is great. Everyone has it.
Yep.
But if not, everyone will not realize it,
That's
right?
right.
Everyone will not bring it to fruition.
That's
And
right.
so there has to be some type of level of success in your own life prior to me even
Yes.
showing up that
Yes.
that bears witness of the vision you have,
Come
bears
on
witness of the
now.
vision and the potential. I need to know that there's something there. And
Yeah.
now that there's something there, okay, now I can show up. And let me tell you something. When I
When
show up,
I
it's going to go
show
to a
up,
totally,
it's
listen,
multiplied. Come on,
listen,
Sharita.
When I show up, it's going to a total. There's an up. Let me upgrade you. Listen, it's a total upgrade, honey. Like, so when I show up, it's on and popping. But what is there? See, we're not. I'm not gonna come here and now show you what to make it be there. No, 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 no.
Right.
I come. You already have it now. The whole world knows. That's what I do.
That's it. That's it. That's it, Sharita. And that's the thing that separates us from so many other women. That's why we will not die alone, honey.
The devil is alive.
Listen, matter of fact, 2021.
Oh, honey.
Expect some bells. Okay.
Come on.
Expect some bells. Ding,
Expect them.
Ding, dong. Ding, ding, ding.
Hey, hey. Expect to come on Facebook and say, did her name change? Wait, her last name just changed? Just like that, honey.
Like that, right? Wow. Thank you so much for coming on and having this conversation. I hope that it has been enlightening to those of you who are on and those of you who will watch it later. Listen, this is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you that you don't have to accept someone else's assessment of your life and your destiny as permanent. You don't have to. Matter of fact, listen, in case she didn't cancel it, I canceled that word.
Yes. In the name of Jesus.
I can't in the name of Jesus, because words are very powerful things.
Yeah.
Words are very powerful and they create. And I want you to know that if someone says something like that to you, you do not have to accept it.
Cancel it immediately.
Reject it immediately. Don't you accept that mess. I don't care if they tell you ain't no hope for you. Listen, it might not be no hope for them, but you got hope as long as you got God, right?
Come on.
So we want to make sure that you understand that the problem was not necessarily just with what he said. It was with her assessment of herself.
Absolutely.
That's where the problem started. And regardless of what you look like, I'm telling you, I done seen NBA players, NFL players with women, and I was like,
listen.
This is woman.
Right. She knew how to master the art. I'm trying to tell you.
That's why as Black women, we can't be mad at these white women because they master the art of education.
Come on. They stroking that ego, honey.
Like, ain't nothing that they can't do. Okay?
That's it.
Learn a lesson.
Hello. That part. Okay? Come on. That part.
Use the skill set. Okay. So, Sharita, tell them how they can follow you and tap into the amazing things that you do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Dr. V, once again for having me on. This was amazing. I had such an amazing time, and it's always good being live with you. But you all can find me on Facebook at Sharita Leon, our personal page, or my fan page at Coach Sharita. And I also have 2 amazing best-selling books on relationships that you can also find on Amazon as well. And so just put in Sharita Leon, and they will bless your life.
Yes, they will, because you have definitely blessed my life. I'm so grateful to have that God brought you into my life. I think you're absolutely amazing, and I'm so excited.
So are you.
What the world is going to do, and I can't wait for us to go on trips with our husbands.
Oh yes, darling.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
come on.
All of that.
All of it.
Know that we're truly going to be power couples changing the world one life. You guys, I am Dr. V. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can follow me here on my personal page, or if you were on my Dr. V Live or in one of my groups. Listen, this is what I want to encourage you to do. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, go to my YouTube channel, Dr. V Walters, like and subscribe. And then I want you to go check out some of the videos. You're going to discover videos talking about lots of different things. I'm amazing, dog. You want to,
yes.
You want to say that. You want to say me. But I'm always going to keep it 100% real with you. I'm going to give you authenticity, and I'm going to give you the truth, right? But I'm going to give you the truth in love. See, there's a difference between truth and love. Truth and love is not designed to harm you.
Right.
Truth in and of itself can harm people, right? Just bare raw truth can harm people. But truth and love always make sure that the truth is told, but the person is not left damaged and scarred because of the truth. So thank you guys for tuning in. We love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an amazing day. Mwah!